Hello, my name is Jim, and I would like to share with you some thoughts from Matthew chapter 10 about Jesus and who he is and why we might consider becoming a follower or committing more firmly to be a follower of his. Context is always important, and I know some of this may have been covered in the past, but I just want to go back and put this in its context, at least briefly. Um, this is a kingdom document. It goes back to the beginning where the birth of Jesus is recorded. He's the new king. He's threatened by others because the the annals of the past say he's a king that's coming. The Matthew 5 through 7 is, I like to call it, a kingdom manifesto. It tells us what kingdom living is about, as does the rest of the book of Matthew, including chapter 10. John came, the predecessor of Jesus, or the preparer came, saying that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Jesus came preaching that same and declaring that same message, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Here he sends out the 12, two by two, with the same message. The kingdom of heaven is at hand, or it's near. And so as he sends them out on that mission, you can see that in verse 8. He tells them what they're to do. They are to heal. They are to cleanse. They are to raise the dead. They are to do these incredible things. And you could put all of that under the category of, I want you, as my kingdom people, to do good. I want you to do good. Not to do good in order to be accepted into my kingdom, because my kingdom is about me, and that's what I came doing. Jesus came healing and cleansing and raising the dead and helping people to understand what kingdom living and what life is all about. Sometimes that good doing is difficult. It's hard. There's opposition to it. He tells them in verse 16, I'm sending you out as sheep amidst the wolves, and so be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. He tells them they may be sued, they may be flogged, they may be dragged before authorities. Verse 22, he tells them you will be hated. You will be hated because you follow me, because I was hated. So how is that good? We're to be doing good, and this is what we get in return. It doesn't seem fair. It doesn't seem right. How is this the will of God? Well, it's not an easy answer, but I think verse 24 gives us the principle behind it. He says in verse 24 of Matthew 10, the disciple is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. In other words, you're going to get what I got, because you follow me and you're following my principles. You're following my teaching. So a disciple's not above the teacher. Jesus did good, so we do good, appreciate it or not. Jesus was persecuted. We can expect persecution as disciples as well. Not much of a welcoming job description, is it? Go out and get sued, get flogged, get all this persecution against you. So how can that be the will of God? Well, he's there for us. Through those trials, through those difficulties, Jesus shows us that he's there. He shows us that he cares. He cares like no one else can and no one else ever has. I can attest to that in my own life. And look what he says in verse 29. Are not two sparrows sold for a penny, and not one of them will fall to the ground apart from your Father? But even the hairs of your head are all numbered. Easier for some than others, obviously. Fear not, for you have more value than many sparrows. The Father cares. Yes, the walk of a disciple of Jesus can be challenging. It can also hold many promises of hope, love, forgiveness. Jesus loves us and he cares for us. And he's willing to tell us the truth about what the kingdom walk is. Won't you consider Jesus? May God bless you in your search for him.